You tap send. A message leaves your phone in the United States. A second later, someone in Australia sees it. No boat crossed the ocean, no plane carried it, and somehow your tiny message just traveled thousands of kilometers, under countries, across borders, and over an entire sea, almost instantly. Which is weird, because the internet feels like it lives in the air, but for most ocean crossings, it does not. By the end, a video call, a Discord message, or a YouTube video will stop feeling like invisible magic. You will see it as something physical, a chain of routers, buildings on coastlines, server rooms full of machines, and hidden under the ocean, thin glass fibers firing tiny flashes of light across the planet. The cloud is not a cloud, it is a machine, and part of that machine is buried under the sea. The first reveal is simple. When people imagine the internet crossing an ocean, they often imagine satellites. A signal beams up into space, bounces across the sky, then drops into another country. And yes, satellites matter. They are useful for ships, remote places, disaster zones, and areas where cables are hard to reach. But most international internet traffic does not cross oceans by satellite. It crosses through undersea fiber optic cables, real cables, laid across the sea floor, connecting continents like glowing veins under the ocean. So when you load a website from another country, your data probably does not fly through space.
It probably dives into the Earth. But your message does not travel as one neat little bubble. The internet does not send your whole video, photo, or website in one giant chunk. That would be like trying to move an entire house through a doorway. Instead, your data gets broken into small pieces called packets. A packet is like a tiny envelope. It carries a small piece of the data, plus instructions about where it came from and where it needs to go. So your video call is not one stream of magic. It is a storm of tiny envelopes, each one trying to reach the right place. Now comes the part that sounds fake. To cross an ocean, those packets can be turned into pulses of light. Not light like a flashlight lighting up your room, more like extremely controlled flashes, on, off, bright, dark, a pattern. Inside a fiber optic cable are thin strands of glass, very thin, and these glass fibers guide light forward over huge distances. So your message becomes a code, that code becomes light, and that light races through glass. A meme, a bank login, a game update, a video call, all reduced to tiny flashes moving through a thread. But the cable does not just randomly crawl out of the ocean and plug into a beach cafe. Before the ocean, your data passes through networks on land.
Your phone talks to a cell tower or Wi-Fi router. That connects through your internet provider. Your packets move through routers, fiber lines, and network equipment. Eventually, if they need to cross the sea, they may reach a cable landing station. This is one of the secret doors of the internet, a real building near a coastline. Inside, ocean cables connect to land networks. The internet does not simply enter the ocean, it goes through a gate. Now picture the cable. Not one magical wire connecting every country, not one giant internet rope around Earth. There are many cable systems. Some connect 2 points, some branch to multiple places. Some are owned by telecom companies, groups of companies, or huge tech companies. And they do not all follow the same path. They bend around geography. They avoid dangerous seabeds when possible. Near shore, they may be buried or protected more heavily. Far out in deep water, they can be thinner than you might expect. A cable ship lays them slowly across the ocean floor, turning the seafloor into a hidden map of human conversations. But there is a problem. Light is fast, but it is not magic. Over a long enough distance, the signal weakens. The flashes become harder to read. Imagine shouting across an ocean. Even if your voice starts clear, eventually it fades into nothing. Undersea cables solve this with repeaters.
Repeaters are devices placed along long cable routes. Their job is to boost the optical signal so the pulses can keep going. So across the dark ocean floor, your message is not just flying through one endless glass tunnel. It is being kept alive again and again by hidden machines sitting under crushing water. Now, another strange part. Your packets may not all move through the path you would draw on a map. You might think the United States to Australia means draw the shortest line and follow it. But the internet is not a tourist with a ruler. It is a network of networks. Routers decide where packets should go next. They look at available paths, network rules, traffic, failures, agreements between networks, and other conditions.
So a packet may take a route that looks weird geographically, but makes sense for the network. Sometimes the fastest-looking path on a map is not the path your data actually takes. The internet is less like one road and more like a city where every intersection is making decisions. Eventually, the pulses reach the other side, another landing station, another coastline. The light is received, interpreted, and passed into LAN networks. From there, the packets may travel to a data center. A data center is basically a building full of servers, rows of machines, cooling systems, power cables, backup power, security doors.
That website you opened is not floating somewhere above Earth. It is running on a computer in a real place. So when your phone loads a video, the request may cross an ocean, reach a building full of servers, grab the data, then send pieces of it back to you, again as packets, again through cables, again often through the sea. This is why the internet feels instant, but is not actually instant. Light is extremely fast, but it still has distance to cover. It has to move through fiber. It has to pass through equipment. Routers have to forward packets. Networks can be busy. Servers have to respond. And sometimes the route is not the neat shortest path. That tiny delay is called latency. Most of the time, it is so small your brain barely notices. But in a video call, an online game, or a live stream, you can feel it. A tiny pause, a shot that registers late, someone talking over you by accident. That is not the internet being lazy. That is the planet being large. So the internet is not just one thing. It is not only Wi-Fi, not only satellites, not only your phone, not only the cloud. It is all of these layers connected together. Your Wi-Fi might carry the signal across your room. A cell tower might carry it across your neighborhood. Fiber might carry it across your country.
An undersea cable might carry it across an ocean. A data center might store the thing you asked for. Routers might steer the packets through the maze. And every piece has to work well enough that you can casually tap a video and complain when it takes 2 seconds to load. That is the funny part. The most advanced communication system humans have ever built is mostly invisible until it buffers. So the next time you send a message across the world, picture what actually happens. Your words are broken into pieces. Those pieces are routed through networks. Somewhere, they may enter a quiet building near the coast. They become flashes of light. They dive into glass. They cross the ocean floor. They pass hidden repeaters in the dark. They climb back onto land. They find a server, a router, a phone, a screen. And then to you, it just appears. A message, a video, a voice, a face. The internet feels weightless, but under the ocean, it has a body. And every time your phone loads something from the other side of the world, somewhere beneath the waves, a tiny flash of light just crossed the planet for you.